Thank you. I guess the first thing I would share with you is that I'm the grandmother that gave up her rocking chair and traded it in for a global Euro Rail pass and a Greyhound pass and went off around the world to do research, looking for the most innovative models I could find of the holistic educational umbrella. So I traveled to 18 countries on 3 continents and contacted a number more areas by Skype and internet. Probably visited at least 50 different locations, and that would include educators, homeschool parents, different kinds of organizations that have education to solve some of the global problems, but quite a variety of people. For the research I did, I earned my master's degree at Prescott College, and I did limit that to 15 of the most innovative models that I located. Now, if you were asked me today as a parent, what I would recommend after all this research and looking around the world is to how to select an alternative holistic school for, say, my great-grandson who's just now entering formal education. I would probably share with you the 6 things that I learned that I feel are the most important from my research. What I looked for was the underlying essence, I call them, are the heart of holistic education. What underlies that framework? And from all the people I talked to in the organizations, I came up with 6 groupings of essences. So if I were looking for a school or recommending one, I would look for these characteristics, if you will, in a school. First, I would look for a school that was based on some ancient wisdom, understood consciousness and perhaps even taught it somewhere in its makeup, and certainly a school that's very involved with keeping peace and teaching peace techniques. I would also look for a school that addresses cultures and has a real appreciation for them, and a school that's very strong in the arts, a very essential element for our children's development. Also essential would be the biophilic connection, our natural connection to nature, which many of our children and adults have lost, and that's often considered the reason that humanity's on the wrong path. Along with that, I would look for a school that has a biophilic design built environment. In other words, that the outdoors kind of comes inside the school itself, and that they have a lot of outdoor area to use for a classroom. The one thing I think is overlooked, and I found to be true in all of the cases of the innovative models I looked at, is that they address emerging industries. I think it's sad to see our children go through a whole formal education and come out with a degree in something that doesn't exist. So emerging industries needs to be addressed in the curriculum. The 5th thing I discovered was the involvement of parents, the degree of involvement of parents, that teachers have some autonomy, and the role that administrators play. So I would look carefully at those 3. The more the parent is involved, because you are the #1 role model for your child, the more likely your child is going to succeed. Teachers also play the secondary role as a model, and unless they are given some autonomy and they just have to follow a set schedule, they're not really creative with the children, and the children don't benefit as much. Administrators, of course, set the overall tone of things, so it's very important to look at the role and what they're doing. And the last one is one you're probably familiar with if you've looked at all at holistic education, but it needs to be deepened, and that's the humanistic and spiritual aspects of an education. Spirituality, not religious dogma, but true spirituality, connection to nature, needs to be a great part of what you're looking for your child. If you find a school that embraces those 6 categories based on the research that I did, which was a limited sampling around the globe, I think you're probably going to find a school that can really help you develop your child to his fullest potential, and I would assume that's what a parent would be looking for. 2 other things I'll share with you that I found as results, unexpected results actually. Of the 15 models that I used for this research, all were founded in response to 1 or more major global issues. And all of them offer very simple, proven solutions to socioeconomic, hunger, degradation of the biosphere, and so on. But all 15 of them were founded with the intent of solving those problems. And some of them have solutions that have been working for over 30 years, so they're proven methods. The other thing that I found that was unexpected, the 8 of the 15 participants who fully embraced all 6 of those items I gave you first are also the ones I discovered that set out in their mission statement to change the world. The rest of them had some important things in their mission statements, but they did not specifically say to change the world. So the ones that embraced all of them, that's a part of their mission statement. I know it's a commonality and that's a small sampling, but I have a feeling it's an indicator of one of the things we might look for in a school system. So with those thoughts, I will leave you. I think that's the most important thing I pulled out of my research today. I plan to do a lot more investigation, and we'll have 2 books coming out very shortly. One of them on a model called La Cité Écologique, Universal School Alive in Ham Nord, Quebec, and Colebrook, New Hampshire. They're a school that's celebrating their 30th year. Their goal was to create a model, to change the world in 3 generations. They're now into the 3rd generation, and I do believe that group of young people is going to prove the theory to be true. So, thank you.